I open the extraordinary council meeting of Randwick City Council on 26th of September 2023 at 6:12 p.m. Before we commence the meeting, could I please have Councillor D'Souza to read the acknowledgement of country?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to acknowledge that we're meeting on the land of the Bidjigal and Gadigal people who occupied the Sydney coast, being the traditional owners. On behalf of Randwick City Council, I acknowledge and pay my respects to the elders past and present and to Aboriginal people in attendance today.
Thank you. Councillor Hay.
Almighty God, we humbly beseech you to bestow your blessings upon this council and to direct and prosper our deliberations to the advancement of your glory and the true welfare of the people of the city of Randwick and Australia. Amen.
Thank you, councillors. I take it that there are no apologies or granting of leaves of absence. We've got a full house tonight. Very good. Are there any declarations of pecuniary or non-pecuniary interest? There being no declarations of pecuniary or non-pecuniary interests, there being no addresses of council by members of the public, we will now move to the one agenda item, MM47/23, the outgoing report from me, Mayor Dylan Parker, for the 2021 to 2023 mayoral term. Now, councillors, much like I've tried to do across our many Randwick Council meetings together, I will take the mayoral minute as read, noting that our meetings have from time to time dragged on for some length, and to keep it as brief as possible, I will take the mayoral minute as read, noting I've achieved some mixed success in that regard. What I'd like to say at the end of the 21-23 mayoral term on behalf of myself is first and foremost to thank you as colleagues for your ongoing support throughout the period, your contributions as councillors, and the role in which all of you have played as elected officials for the betterment of our community. As a collective, we have made quite an impact in a transition from the new term, bringing on board a majority new council of elected officials. Collectively, we've had some rather exceptional nights on behalf of our community. We've also had some less than exceptional nights on behalf of our community, but what I can say from the bottom of my heart is that I, for the last time, sit at the top of this table looking down at the horseshoe, saying that I share the company of 14 fellow individuals who each and every day do pour their heart and soul into serving this community. Being a councillor is not a particularly enjoyable task at the best of times. It's rather thankless, but it is something which you all do as individuals for a pittance of a remuneration for the service, and you go well in excess of that. I think when most members of the public find out what the remuneration of councillors are, they're shocked, considering the expectations, the responsibilities, and what goes into delivering for our community. And what I can say as the mayor of this council is what I have observed is individuals who really have put their heart and soul into their community. You have very often not agreed, but that is the product of our democratic process and the fact that you have individuals who are very passionate about their community. Now, as the head and the spokesperson of this council, one thing that I have learned is that very often you are showered in praise that you have had a very small, if negligible, role in. And the recognition that all achievements of council, first and foremost, are collective achievements is something which has stood out to me. So as the Mayor of Randwick, I would like to offer my sincere thanks and congratulations to all of you on making what I conceive in the community, I think, would would offer its heartfelt congratulations to all of you on that term. As councillors, we share on it. As the head of the organisation, the light does fall a little bit brighter, but I do offer a heartfelt thanks and congratulations to all of you over that period. The second thing which I would like to say in my outgoing mayoral address is, as elected officials, we sit at the table making decisions on behalf of our community, but there is a very, very, very large component of individuals who essentially implement and make that will into practice, and to the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Randwick Council staff who show up each and every day, I would like to offer my thanks, but not only that, congratulations on the phenomenal job that they do for our community. To the very passionate directors and general managers, Mr. Brownlee and former general manager Therese Manns, I have not seen a more impressive set of public servants who each and every day provide exceptional advice, exceptional leadership to the organisation, and quality public service second to none. So as Mayor, I'd like to offer my sincere thanks, my appreciation. I often joke saying, as the Mayor, you really don't do anything. It's all through others, and I have been blessed by others who have really, on behalf of all of us and on behalf of our community, done a fantastic job. We are blessed with a very special community. Many beautiful beaches. There are very few council areas which can boast multiple beautiful beaches, a university, a hospital, a race course, one of the only two named Royal in the world. But to be blessed to represent this very special area, I think has been the privilege of my lifetime so far. I have attempted to give it my best. Not all has been perfect, but each and every day has definitely been the best which I could give as Mayor. And then the last thing which I will say is a very special thank you. A thank you to the partners, to my partner up the back, Jocelyn, who has very patiently tolerated some very late nights away from home while we're not just in the council chambers negotiating, but all of the lead up that goes into council meetings, as well as the events as well. So as you can tell, a little bit emotional because it has been a very big 2 years. But on behalf of me, on behalf of the last 2 years, my heartfelt thank you, because it has been a big ride, and a huge thank you to all of you. So with that, I think that's enough. I take the mayoral minute as read. Thank you. I think we now go to General Manager's reports, where I must seat the chair. Oh, thank you, Councillor Chappell. You may.
Thank you, Mayor Parker, for that. And I'd just like to say on behalf of the Greens, we would like to thank you for your management of meetings and keeping them as far as possible calm, effective and fair. Not always, but within the realms of possibility, and we've really appreciated your leadership there. We've also appreciated your leadership on some of the key cultural issues that have come in front of us in your time in the chair, including obviously The Voice, where it's been really important seeing council advocating for, making the right stand at this time in history. The Mayor's support for our community and his knowledge of what is happening in our area and the different tensions and players, the politics underneath all of it, and the willingness to kind of have conversations about all of that, I think has been really appreciated, especially by us new councillors. And I think probably the most significant thing that I have to remark on is obviously Mayor Parker's exceptional comms with the emphasis on video production. And I know it has been joked that the Mayor Parker YouTube channel could be the ultimate movie marathon. But, now maybe we have time to all sit down and watch that. And just finally, on a personal note, Dylan, I'd like to thank you for your expertise and advice and for all the frank discussion. It's really been appreciated.
Wilson.
you,
Yes,
Councillor.
Mr Mayor, or Mr Outgoing Mayor, you'll recall earlier this year, I brought a motion to the council to raise the Israeli flag to celebrate the 75th anniversary of the creation of the State of Israel, and I thank you, Mr Mayor, for your support on that. It certainly was a fantastic day on Yom Ha'atzmaut, Israeli Independence Day, when I was outside with members of the Jewish community as well as a couple of fellow councillors to see the Israeli flag hoisted there outside the admin building. Yesterday was our a very religious day in the Jewish calendar called Yom Kippur, Day of Atonement. I was at Maroubah Synagogue and people actually came to me and actually said to me they appreciate the actions of Randwick City. So I thank you, Mr Mayor, for supporting my motion that I brought in earlier this year.
Thank you, Councillor Hamilton.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. So on behalf of the Liberals, I just wanted to say congratulations on your 2 years. I've said this to you before, and I've said this in front of the people in the room here, that it has been a good 2 years. You have tried your best to act fair. You know, well done for getting to the top and looking down on us. Your words, you just said those. And thank you being the head and spokesperson and the head of the organisation. One thing I've definitely witnessed myself, we got on council at the same time, and I looked at you as a young, upcoming, heavy politician who was trying your hardest, and I noticed that the minute you became the mayor, you shifted a gear and you have worked as hard as you can to bring people together. But something I did notice when you first became councillor, I've watched you grow, because when you were first councillor, you would do this, and I'm going to do this to you, is well done for your first point of your leadership, talking about your leadership. Well done for your second point in congratulating the staff. Well done for your third point in congratulating and recognising the community. And your fourth point for congratulating and being grateful and thankful to your family. So I'm just, it's a barb. I hope you've stopped the tears, because you should be also celebrating the fun in being on council as well, is that we all have a little bit of a joke with each other, as the Australian way. But that's something that you used to do. You used to summarise everyone else's points. So I thought it fitting that I did that for you.
Councillor D'Souza.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. In Xanadu did Kubla Khan, in stately pleasure dome decree, where out the sacred river ran, through caverns measureless to man, down to a sunless sea. With the picture of a sunless sea, we have a bleak picture of a dark place, with little hope and beauty, that was transformed from a vibrant, opulent place to one of despair with little hope and life. When this young, ambitious mayor started his term, Randwick after COVID was a bleak place, with low staff morale and hope, recovering from a health and economic crisis. Before you, Mayor Parker, we had 3 mayors who came and went. I even have difficulty remembering their names, let alone their achievements. One had a green agenda, one had no agenda, and one had a political agenda. But you, Mr Mayor, on the other hand, you were a young visionary mayor who had a community agenda and was aligned with your Labor values of equity, social justice, and a fair go for all. You wanted to build a Randwick that was better than the one you inherited, one that was more inclusive and accepting of all. You set about rebuilding Randwick. Like the great pharaoh of Egypt, Ramesses II, you embarked on major building projects, from the South Sydney Centre of Excellence at Heffron Park to opening new parks and green spaces for the community, synthetic sporting fields, and more facilities for both men and women at our sporting venues. Economic programs like the proposed night markets and other programs to revive the night economy, that became staple in your term. How can anybody forget the great job you and your team did to herald and celebrate the great achievements of the Matildas at Heffron Park? The big screen, the food trucks, the carnival atmosphere all helped galvanise the community and strengthen our sense of community that we are so proud of in Randwick City. Despite our political and social differences, Australia, Mr. Mayor, truly came together to support our national football women's team. This, Mr. Mayor, provides hope that our differences perhaps aren't that deep-seated at all. If we can blend or bond as a nation over football, maybe we can also bond as a nation over other subjects and issues. The upcoming referendum on constitutional recognition of our Indigenous people is a great opportunity to build a more inclusive and accepting Australia. I've learnt in public life, Mr. Mayor, that people will forget what you did for them, even forget what you said to them, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. You, Mr. Mayor, always made many of the people you came across feel valued and respected. When you reflect on your term, Mr. Mayor, you can be very proud of your achievements and the great Randwick projects you oversaw so successfully. You truly have made Randwick City, Mr. Mayor, a better place for residents to live in, work and enjoy. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor D'Souza. Councillor Luxford.
I know, it's just... Mr. Mayor, the past 2 years you've shown great leadership of this council, and this council has managed to achieve many things under your leadership. We've even managed to recycle a GM along the way, and I'm sure looks like we're recycling a few others as well. But you've shown that you've grown from joining this council as, you know, I think Councillor Hamilton hit it quite nicely. Someone who is an overachiever, but you have now achieved. So I congratulate you for growing in your position and for taking on the mayoralty and taking it to great heights and great achievements. So congratulations, Mr. Mayor. I've enjoyed every minute of it, and I've been proud to support you.
Thank you, Councillor Luxford. Councillor Veach.
Thank you. Look, I too would like to rise to congratulate you on your term. I think it's been very successful, and you know, it's been a pleasure to know you over this, you know, since we've now been on council together since 2017, and so just so much has happened during those 6 years, and you know, again, I would really like to congratulate you on all the work you've done, both as a councillor and mayor. I know your work and yourself personally is very much appreciated by community, and particularly in Central Ward, and I think it's been fantastic to have a young person as mayor and to sort of demonstrate that leadership and hopefully advocate for sort of more services for young people, you know, and youth in our community. Obviously, some of the landmark campaigns that you've headed have related to, obviously, the Matraville incinerator and Save Yarra Bay, also saving our buses. You know, they've all been really, really huge issues, huge campaigns, and I think everyone in council has backed you 100% of the way in your leadership over that time. So once again, thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. There being no further speakers, councillors, thank you very much for your kind words. With that, I will now put the mayoral minute. All those in favour? Aye. All those against? Declare that carried. Thank you. Thank you, councillors. We now move to GM8/23, the election of mayor and deputy mayor. In order to facilitate the mayoral election, I require somebody to move the method of voting. Councillor Nielsen.
I'd like to move that we do the traditional Randwick way, and that is open voting.
Thank you. Okay, seconded, moved Councillor Nielsen, seconded Councillor Chappell. I'll now put it. All those in favour? All those against? Declare that carried. Thank you. We will now, we now need to resolve the... Yep, thank you. We now will move to point B, and that the General Manager, as the returning officer, call for nomination for the position of Mayor. Correct? Thank you. Can I have a resolution moved Luxford, seconded Nielsen? All those in favour? Aye. Declare that carried. Thank you, Mr. General Manager. Okay, thank you. Also, I require that somebody move item C. So council to resolve that we will elect a deputy mayor. Moved Councillor Chappell and seconded Councillor Burst. Okay, all those in favour? All those against? Thank you. The recommendation on the business paper. Mr. General Manager. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As a returning officer, I hereby call for nominations for the position of Mayor of Randwick City Council for the term of September 2023 until September 24. I've received the following valid nominations for the office of Mayor. Councillor Hamilton, nominated by Councillor Hay and Councillor Burst, and Councillor Veach, nominated by Councillor Panaflini and Councillor Chappell. Both Councillor Hamilton and Councillor Veach have both accepted the nominations. Are there any further nominations? If there are no further nominations, I declare nominations for the mayoral election closed. As there are more than one nomination for the office of mayor, an election will be necessary in accordance with the earlier council resolution of open voting. Voting in the election will be by a show of hands. The vote will be taken in alphabetical order of the candidates. I now call for a show of hands for Councillor Hamilton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 votes. I now call for a show of hands for Councillor Veach. 9 votes. I declare that Councillor Veach is elected as Mayor for the term of September 23 until September 24.
Thank you, councillors. It has been a truly great honour to serve as a councillor for the last 6 years and now as Mayor of Randwick. I'd like to thank my fellow councillors and community for placing your trust in me. I'd firstly like to acknowledge that we're meeting on Bidjigal and Gadigal land and that sovereignty has never been ceded. This always was and always has been Aboriginal land. I pay respects to elders past and present and to Aboriginal people in attendance today. Our country is at an historic moment with the upcoming referendum on the voice to Parliament. It's a once-in-a-generation opportunity to truly listen to and learn from Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples, to act on and address historic and current injustices and the ongoing impacts of colonisation. In Randwick City, we have the great honour to live with the La Perouse and Bidjigal community who have an unbroken connection to country stretching back thousands of years. Our community is incredibly fortunate to have elders such as Auntie Barbara Keeley-Sims, Auntie Maxine, Auntie Lola, Marcia Ella OAM, Gary Ella, Dean Kelly and so many others who so generously share their deep knowledge and love of country with us. Thank you. I'd personally like to thank and acknowledge the outgoing Mayor and Deputy Mayor Councillor Dylan Parker and Councillor Rafaela Pandolfini for their leadership. You have both made significant contributions to Randwick City and left a legacy of which we can all be truly proud. Thank you. I feel lucky to be part of such a caring, hardworking and diverse community. We live in a beautiful part of the world, and having lived in Randwick City for the past 2 decades, I've seen how our community shows their strength, love and care for each other in so many ways. I'm proud that Randwick City Council has been there for our community in times of need, and it's a legacy I will honour and work hard to continue. We all know that the cost of living, housing, rental stress and other pressures are having significant impacts. I believe Council can play a role in providing housing and helping those most in need. I'm a strong advocate for public and accessible housing, and this will be a focus over the coming year. I want to do all that I can to ensure that everyone in our community feels included, supported, and fully able to participate in the life of our city. The effects of climate change are being felt all over the world with devastating impacts on communities and the environment. We are in a climate emergency. Our community cares deeply about the environment, and I'm committed to taking strong action on climate change, protecting our beautiful native habitat and wildlife, and increasing our tree canopy and green space. Climate change is an existential challenge we can't afford to ignore, and I'm proud that Randwick Council has been taking bold steps to protect our environment and take action on climate change for over 20 years. Arts and culture is something that is incredibly important to me, and I know this love of the arts is shared by so many in our community. We are fortunate to have nationally and internationally recognised First Nations artists and musicians such as Esme Timbury, Vic Sims and Kobe D living and working here in Randwick City. We have an incredible arts community here in Randwick, and I hope we can all work together to provide more opportunities and spaces to really support and showcase their work. Art and culture matters. And finally, some very, very important thank yous. I'd like to thank my fellow councillors here tonight, and especially my fellow Greens councillors Kim Chappell, Rafaela Pandolfini and Michael Olive, for all your hard work and support. It's been wonderful working together with you for these last 2 years, and I'm truly honoured to have your support. I'd also like especially to thank and acknowledge former Randwick Greens councillors and mayors Murray Matson and Lindsay Shurey for your leadership and dedication to our community over many years. Thank you also to Randwick Botany Greens members and to all the many community members, activists, Greens members, councillors and MPs who've been out on the front lines working in solidarity for First Nations justice, the environment, social justice, protecting public housing and so many other big issues. Thank you to all the Randwick Council staff for your dedication and hard work. You really do an amazing job and it's so very much appreciated. I'd like to give heartfelt thanks and love to my mother, Charlotte Veach, can't be here tonight, and to my fathers, Phil and Alan. You've always been there for me and supported me in everything I've done. And lastly, thank you to my husband, Sim, and my 2 sons, Dante and Jules, who are here tonight. You've given me unwavering support through thick and thin, and I wouldn't be here without you. You're amazing and I love you. It truly is an honour to be elected as Mayor of Randwick City. I'm committed to working with my fellow councillors to support and serve this community in every way I can over the coming year. Thank you. sorry, I need a piece of paper. Councillor Chaplin? Is it? No. Councillor Parker.
Thank you. Good to go. Thank you very much, Councillor Veitch. Madam Mayor, I offer my heartfelt congratulations on your election as Mayor. I am confident that it will expand even further your already very broad perspective on both council and our community. If I could reflect back on my observations of you as a councillor and a community member, there are two words that came up again and again in my recollection. The first was passionate, and the second was persistent. And when you put those two together as a combination, that is quite the dynamic duo when added to the office of mayor, whose entirety of a role you're about to experience. I am confident on behalf of our entire community that we will see from you the combination of the two, and I can say that having observed the clarity of purpose at which you have taken to the role as councillor to date, fighting for the issues day in, day out that you passionately believe in, and driven by that ethical compass of yours, and which has really defined your time on council to date, and I'm confident that you will take to your role as mayor. I'm confident that in you as mayor, our community will have a determined fighter on a variety of issues, and the reason why I can say that is I've seen how you have represented your constituency of West Ward, and I can say that not from a subjective observation, but looking at the fact as someone who takes himself as a keen observer of election results. For 2 elections in a row, I have discounted you at the ballot box, and 2 elections in a row, you have overperformed quite considerably. And I can only put that down to the fact that you have each and every day taken a determined and a passionate approach, and your community of West Ward as a councillor have seen that themselves, and they've seen that themselves in constituent meetings which I have shared with you, and I am confident that they have seen that and will see that as a prospective mayor. So as the outgoing mayor, I wish you all the best of luck. I don't think that you will need it, noting the experience that you will bring to the role. I am confident that for the next period, the next mayoral term, that Randwick is in good hands. So I offer you my heartfelt congratulations on your election. Enjoy it each and every moment, because it is a privilege, and I am sure that you will do a phenomenal job. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Parker. Councillor Pandolfini.
Thanks. I also want to say thank you to Dylan for your service and dedication to the role. And on behalf of the Greens, I would like to congratulate you on this extremely exciting appointment of Mayor of Randwick. Philippa, you are an extraordinarily dedicated and experienced councillor who takes this great honour to serve the community extremely seriously. You're diligent, inclusive, and your dedication is unwavering to your ward and this LGA. I'm really always blown away by your advocacy for environmental issues and climate change, which is brave and bold, just as we need. So we are in wonderful hands, and I'm very excited, and I want to say a huge congratulations from all of us.
Councillor De Souza.
Madam Mayor, congratulations. It's a great achievement. I'm looking forward to some interesting times in Randwick City. You've already changed me, you see. I used to have a plastic yo-yo, now I have a wooden yo-yo. I used to use plastic cutlery, now I have wooden cutlery. I've changed from using a plastic pen to a wooden pen, and you've even changed my rosary wreath from plastic to wood. And in saying all that, Mr. Mayor, the reason I say that is if I can change, we all can change. You offer hope. We all know about climate change. Some of us feel responsible for it. Others don't believe in it. But I believe in it, Mr. Mayor. And with you at the helm, I think it's a great opportunity to Randwick to transform itself, to embrace what we fear, some of us. But the truth is that climate change is real and we should do something. But I'm sad too at this moment because Councillor Hamilton didn't get the top job, and I say that because I know she offers a lot of hope to many people in Randwick City, Councillor, and I'm sure your time will come. And when it does, we too will praise you, and I know you'll do a wonderful job when that happens. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Councillor De Souza. Councillor Hamilton.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Congratulations on reaching this position. We also have been on council together since 2017, and I know that we haven't always seen eye to eye, but when we've worked together on initiatives, that we have worked very well together. I'm glad that you celebrate diversity. I unfortunately believe that the celebration of right views or liberal views are not well acknowledged, and it's unfortunate because there is a large proportionate majority of the community who have more of a right views on things. Well done for taking the chair, and well done for thanking Labor, I should say, because Labor have put you in this chair. And as a minor party, it is difficult for you to attain positions of power. So it's, it is an accolade that I'm giving you, because without Labor, it wouldn't have happened. Also, I think that's great that Dylan said that you've expanded your broad impact on the community. There's been a lot of community that have been very upset at how left-leaning this council has become. It is the most left council in New South Wales, I think, right now. And so what I would say is that take it easy. Give the Randwick residents a little bit of a break. They're a bit exhausted. They've been beaten up since 2017. We had a Greens mayor in the first. We had 5 Labor in between. And we've got a Greens mayor in the last. So it's like a watermelon, green on the outside and red in the middle. Take it easy with the Randwick residents. I implore you to, allow all views to be heard and all views to be recognised. I heard a celebration of the flags that are waving around right now. I've got emails and text messages from people that believe that the flags should be one yes, one no. There should be an equal debate at all times. We should all be entitled to have our say, be heard. There shouldn't be one continual left agenda being pushed down people's throats. So all I ask is, implore of you to just take it easy, because the Randwick residents are a bit beaten up.
Councillor Said.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just simply want to say congratulations. I have no speeches and I have no props, but I just want to say I know you'll give it 1,000% dedication, and good luck and all the best.
Yeah. Thank you, councillors. Thank you, councillors. If there's no further speakers, we'll move on to the next item, which is the election of the Deputy Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I hereby call for nominations for the position of Deputy Mayor of Randwick City Council for the term of September 2023 until September 2024. I've received the following valid nominations for the office of Deputy Mayor. Councillor Hay, nominated by Councillor Hamilton and Councillor Burst, and Councillor Luxford, nominated by Councillor Parker and Councillor Nelson. Both Councillor Hay and Councillor Luxford have both accepted the nominations in writing. If there are no further nominations, I hereby declare the nomination of the Deputy Mayoral election closed. As there is more than one nomination for the office of Deputy Mayor, an election will be necessary, and in accordance with the earlier Council resolution of open voting, voting will be in the election will be by show of hands. The vote will take place in alphabetical order of the candidates. I now call for a show of hands for Councillor Hay. Five. I now call for a show of hands for Councillor Luxford. 9.
I missed my vote, Mr. Brown.
I declare that Councillor Luxford is elected as Deputy Mayor for the term of September 2023 until September 2024.
Thanks, everyone. It's an honour to be elected Deputy Mayor of Randwick City. This is my second time, so I guess I've been recycled as well. Thank you to my fellow councillors for supporting me in this election. It means a lot that you've supported and that I've become Deputy Mayor, so thank you very much for that, and I will serve as Deputy Mayor as I did before with great respect for the community and for my fellow councillors and council officers and workers. Thank you to my wonderful family for their ongoing support. It's a little bit hard, as Dad was former mayor of this council, so yeah, it gets a bit like that. But thank you very much. Without them, I wouldn't be able to do this because they pick up the pieces around home when I'm not there. And to my two boys, thanks for everything. And yeah, thank you all.
Thank you, Councillor Luxford. I too would like to extend my congratulations to you, and you've been such a fierce advocate for West Ward and for Randwick City. It's been an honour to work with you as a West Ward councillor, and I would really like to extend my congratulations to you taking on the Deputy Mayor. You'll do an amazing job. Councillor Parker.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor, for your indulgence. What I would like to just say is my heartfelt congratulations to Councillor Luxford on her return to the position of Deputy Mayor at the end of our second term. I think it is a very fitting return of yours. As the second member of the emotionally wobbly Labor caucus tonight, you have been a bulwark of the Labor team from start to finish. And I am confident that you will display the same passion and commitment for your community in the role of Deputy Mayor as you did the first time. But the second time to the role, you come with even more experience, even more passion and even more lethality in the role in terms of making sure that you deliver for your constituents. On behalf of your Labor colleagues, I'd like to offer our heartfelt congratulations for you. Politics has always been a family affair, and to see the second generation of your family reach the heights inside of Randwick Council is a huge honour, and I look forward to the third generation to follow in your footsteps so that I can commend them as well in this particular role. So on behalf of your colleagues, I offer my heartfelt congratulations. It is a well-deserved election this evening.
Councillor De Souza.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I too, Deputy Mayor, would like to offer my congratulations. As former Mayor Parker expressed, you have politics in your DNA. We have the wonderful former Mayor John Procopiades, or affectionately known as Proc, in our audience, and I acknowledge you, sir, for what you did in your terms. But when Councillor Bowen became the Mayor, I was his deputy, and I said, Bowen told me the story of how for many years he would go around barefoot and that, and he had his own ideas. And jokingly, I said to him, you know, he said, I didn't get into a pair of shoes till I was 12 and all. And I said to him, you know why, Tony? It was because you had big shoes to fill. Of course, as we all know, he was the son of the famous Lionel Bowen, our Deputy Prime Minister, great man, a great Labor man. And Proc was similar. He did a wonderful job, and I know you've got big shoes to fill, but I'm sure you'll do it well. Your opportunity will come to be the mayor of this great city. It's a shame you didn't have that in this term. You certainly had the numbers, but it'll come. You deserve to be given the chance, because I think from the multicultural background you have, it's an opportunity to contribute. Not so long ago, I was at a graduation function. Bob Carr spoke. And he said there were three things, advice he gave the students present. He said, read a lot. The second thing he said, I remember Hamlet and my teacher saying to me, and the advice I gave you, be true to yourself. And the third thing he said is always contribute to society. Your father did that, and I'm sure you'll do that. And you, when you have the opportunity to be the mayor of this great city, will do a wonderful job. But as the deputy, I'm sure you'll be loyal and supportive of your mayor. Congratulations again.
Councillor Olive.
Yes, I'd like to, on behalf of the Greens, very much congratulate Councillor Luxford. I think, it's fabulous that you're the Deputy Mayor. As a first-term councillor, I've only seen, your fierce advocacy for West Ward. But as you, I'm sure as Deputy Mayor, you'll bring that to, an extended role across the whole of the council. And so, I'm looking forward to the next year and your work as Deputy Mayor. Thank you very much for standing. Yep.
Thank you, councillors. If there's no further speakers, we'll move to the next item, the Director Corporate Service Report, CO 5023, appointment of delegates to committees. I have Councillor Parker.
Thank you. Councillors, I move the recommendation on the business paper in an amended fashion. I have circulated prior to this evening a list which I believe represents the best reflection of the collective desires and ambitions of councillors. I move it in a slightly amended fashion. You should each have two copies. One is the track changes version, the other is the no markup version. They should reflect each other. The one change which I am making, just so I can draw to all of your attention, is there is a minor typographical error. As it relates to the first item, is the Sydney Planning Panel delegate. I had identified Councillor Veach as the delegate, to be as one of them. That is supposed to read Councillor Wilson as the first. That was an error. The second one, minor change which I'm moving, which you will not have in front of you, is as it relates to the Council Portfolio Advisory Committee, Open Space and Recreation. The list in front of you reads that I am the chair and Councillor Hamilton is the deputy chair. It is to read, and I'm moving that Councillor Hamilton is the chair and Councillor Parker is the deputy chair. I move all other items as circulated. Thank you.
Seconded, Councillor Luxford, and question from Councillor Hamilton.
Thank you. I have a question just in relation to Anzac Parade Monument of the La Perouse Trust. My question is, will we be having any council-run events planned for this monument?
Through to the relevant officer.
We'll go to the relevant.
Through yourself, Madam Mayor, I don't believe there's an event planned.
Okay, so if there isn't an event planned, I know that there were conversations around potentially removing this because the monument is in place, but I would just leave it as is at the moment anyway. Thank you.
Councillor Parker.
Point of clarification just for for Councillor Hamilton. The intention of what is being proposed here is to retain the Anzac Parade Monument La Perouse Museum Trust for the time being. Thank you.
Are there any further speakers? If there's no further debate, I'll put it to the vote. I'll put it. All those in favour? All those against? I declare that carried. Councillors, I declare the meeting closed at 7:04 and invite you all to come and have some nibbles and drinks. Thank you very much.